Now we're going to get the ball to move. So first thing we're going to do is key typed right here. Key typed, I'm going to get rid of the auto-generated code here and the code it wrote override. I'm just going to type in here. So we're going to say if e.get key char. So if the character that the user types is a Y, that's going to start the game. The first thing I want to do on the screen, it has this word start right here. It's a variable. Remember at top, it said please press Y to start. Well, I'm going to now get that, delete that. I'm going to say start now equals nothing. So the words are going to disappear off the screen. And now I want the ball to start moving. So remember over in the ball class, we had right here start velocity. And when this happens, it's going to make two random numbers that will start the velocity moving. So we need to call that method. So what we do is say ball dot start velocity. So now the velocity will start. So let's just see what happens here. Let's see if this works. So, oh, you forgot one more thing. The words do disappear, but we forgot to draw the ball on the screen. We also forgot to draw the blocker. So, now that I'm going to take a step back, I'm going to say g dot set color. It's going to be a new color. It's going to be the color that the ball randomly started. So, new color. And then we're going to say ball dot get red, comma, ball dot get green, and then ball dot get blue. And every time we start this game, it'll be slightly different because they were random variables. Then we're going to draw the oval, the ball on the screen. So g dot fill oval. And then we have three variables, the x, the y, and then the two diameters. So ball dot get x position. It will go to the class what the ball created and find its x position. Thing is, that's a double. So what we need to do is put in front, we need to cast it as an int. Now the second, it says score here for me, parentheses int, we're going to cast it again, ball dot get y position. And then the x radius, 25 pixels. The y radius, 25 pixels. So it'll be a ball. So if we look at it, we should hopefully see a ball on the screen. It is right there. It's kind of a light green. So I'm going to close this. Then I'm going to, while we're at it, draw the paddle. That's a rectangle. Fill rectangle. It's going to be the same shape, the same color as the ball. So where is it? I'm going to say int, again, casting it. And we called it blocker. So blocker dot get x position. Then we cast again as an int. And we say blocker dot get y position. And now the width of the paddle, let's say 60 pixels by 20 pixels. And let's see what this looks like as we put this on the screen. I cannot see it on my screen because it's random. Oh, I do see the ball. Sorry. Oh, my paddle's too low down there. So what I'm going to do is go back to the paddle, the blocker, and I put it at 650. My screen was only 600, so I want to put it 550. Raise it up some. So now I'm going to run it, make sure it's on the screen, and now it's right there, and they're the same color. We'll close it. Okay, so now we need to start the game. So if we press Y, the ball should start moving up and to the right. So right here, press Y, and there goes the ball, and the words disappear. It's not going to bounce off the walls. We didn't make those. Yet we didn't tell the game how to bounce off the walls. What we need to do is create a collide method. Now this method is only going to be used within this class. We're going to get the information from the ball and the walls and make it bounce here. So I'm going to make it right here. Public static void collide. end. Okay, so the top of the wall, the ball. So we say if the x position of the ball, so we say ball dot get x position. If the x position is less than the top bar, and the top bar is a width of 20. So if it's less than 20, that means it hit the top bar. We want its velocity to switch. And how do we do that? Well, if you remember, we made a set x velocity right here. And we said if it's less than 20, go to 21. So what we need to do is then do ball dot set x velocity, because now we want it to, we need it to go to the right. I think I may have said that wrong. And then we'll say something like this. Or if the ball dot get x position is greater than, well, let me look back at where we said. We said if the ball is greater than 765. So I'm going to say if it's greater than 765, that is also going to switch the direction. Now to make this more continuous, I'm going to make this a 6. I just made up a word there. So then run it, and now it should bounce off the left and the right when I press Y. There it goes. There's no top. You saw it bounce left, right. Now to make it bounce off the top, we say if ball dot get Y position. If that is less than 20, I think that's what I was talking about at first, and I may have messed up. That is the Y velocity. That goes to the method Y velocity. Switch it to -1. Now, if I did this correctly, the ball should bounce off the left and the right once I hit the Y. There it goes. Now all we need to do is make the paddle move left and right and make it collide with the paddle. So to make it move left and right, down in key typed, you say this. If e.get key char is equal to single quote A. So the character A, if it equals A, then I want the blocker to move. So the blocker right here, set x velocity. I think I need to send over the value here. So within the parentheses here, I need to say int x velocity. I forgot this out earlier. And I'm going to get rid of this line I greened out. And then I'm going to say the x velocity, this x velocity in this program is equal to the x velocity in the parentheses. And that I will send over a number, whether it's 1 or -1. If I want to go to the left, -1. So here in the ball blocking class, I'm going to say blocker dot set x velocity. Now A is to the left, so -1. If e.get key char is equal to single quotes D, then blocker dot set x velocity 1. That will send it to the right. And let's see if I did this correctly. And then I will leave you alone for the last part. I have not done something correctly because my blocker is not moving right now. I'm going to take a quick look at my code and see if I see my mistake. I'm going to say if I pressed A, set x velocity to -1. So I go to the blocker class. Here's -1. I'm going to say x position plus -1. That should move it back. Get x position. I do not see my mistake right now. I am stumped for a second. I am going to hit pause here in this video, give myself a chance to find the mistake.